Hello everyone, I hope you are all well. I want to talk about a few little things really. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but hopefully you stay to the end because I'm going to be talking about some important things that we are noticing within ourselves, with individuals around us, and just what we are seeing in the world. Many of you know that there is definitely a shift. It's clear to see there is a shift on this planet happening. And we are realizing that there are a lot of dark forces at play. Call them, well, many of us call them different things, draconians and negative extraterrestrials, or just psychopathic, humans that we call, well, that they call themselves the elites, not us. Those that pull and control and operate this matrix. We're all finding out, right, that we're all into some pretty dark, sinister, evil, nefarious things. And and the stuff that we know about is just really the tip of the iceberg. But anyway, I don't want to go into the details of that. I want to just talk about, the spiritual war that's going on. And a little bit about, ascension and spiritual awakening. And a lot of people don't understand what that actually means. Many people think it's just a load of nonsense. It's new age psyopsy stuff. And that's kind of where I want to start, really. People, when we talk about these things, twisting our words and messages and putting a negative meaning to it, connotation to it. And so I'll be talking a little bit about that. I'll be talking a little bit about how this spiritual war is not only happening on the planet, but it's happening within ourselves. We're seeing it play out between ourselves and others with others, and how, both of these sides, the good, the bad, or I like to use the words light or dark, or negative and positive, we're going to see it play out even more. And so I want to talk about, how that's going to look, how it's going to manifest in others, and how it's going to cause a bigger division between us, But anyway, I won't say any more on that because I'm just going to get into it. So I did write it down, what it is I wanted to share. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be reading off of basically what I wrote down, and I hope you stay to the end. And if it resonates, just let me know in the comments, guys. Give me a thumbs up. And but anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get into it. Those that twist your words and messages are the same ones that were on your back right from the get-go. An enemy with dark attachments who found your path or crossed your path. Orchestrated by dark groups or forces. Sometimes they know this, sometimes they're part of this, and sometimes they have no idea that they are being used to enter your paths, to slow you down, to disempower you, to affect your frequency, to derail you. These individuals are used for many agendas, used to come between you and others close to you, used to cause friction and animosity towards others in friendship groups or towards partners and friends. They are used to discredit you, to taint your image, your reputation and message. They twist your words and messages, usually behind your backs or to others. Look what she's saying now, whilst mocking and laughing. The truth always finds its way to us. People often attach specific, sometimes unintended connotations to positive messages based on their own experiences, cultural backgrounds, and psychological states and beliefs. While a message may be intended to be encouraging, the receiver might interpret it through a lens of insecurity, sarcasm, or personal baggage, turning a positive sentiment into a neutral or negative one. These individuals that I'm speaking about are those, again, as I mentioned, that are purposely sent on our path to block us, derail us, disempower us. And sometimes they have these negative attachments. Sometimes they are just unhealed people, perhaps people that feel threatened by others such as myself. There are many reasons for why these people treat certain people like myself the way they do. Regardless whether it's because they have an attachment or they've been sent our way or because they have, a hidden agenda. They all have one thing in common, and that is to disempower us, take us down. They see us as a threat. Not all the time, but most of the time, at least in my experience, those that often attach negative connotations to your messages or belief results in them spreading lies and rumors about you and who you are and what you do and what you are part of, and spreading lies about your agenda. Many of these individuals have an obsessive nature. So at least from my experience, right from the get-go, they have put me on a pedestal. And I've mentioned this before in other videos, but this is, a more in-depth video. Praising me, too over complimentary, putting you way up on a pedestal, which is a red flag in my experiences. So many had negative agendas, pretending to be someone you can trust, pretending to be your friend when really they had an agenda. They're nothing more than fake friends, perhaps just monitoring spirits attached to them to get information to, again, derail you, disempower you. Many reasons why, again, these certain individuals cross our paths. And many are part of negative extraterrestrial soul groups that are down here. They call themselves Starseeds. They call themselves walk-ins. Now they are real things. I'm one of them. Just because someone says they are a walk-in or a starseed does not mean they are here because they have humanity's best interests at heart. Again, something I've mentioned in previous videos. There are groups of us down here to share our experiences, share our knowledge, to share our wisdom, to bring hope, to bring some kind of light, to bring something positive. And there are those that are here that mimic that when really they have a secret agenda, or they are here to bring in disinformation, misinformation, and they often try and make those that are here to help look bad. So again, it's spiritual war, guys. It's everything. It's demons. It's lower astral beings. It's angels. It's positive, negative, extraterrestrials, whatever you want to call them. We're all down here and we're all fighting. So yeah, many of these individuals have an obsessive nature, obsessed with their opponents or haters or, those that are the opposite to them. Usually obsessed with your channel and your next move, stalking, constantly either trying to figure you out or believe they have figured you out when really all they are doing is projecting, accusing you of being untruthful and untrustworthy, while spreading rumours in the mix as well and letting others know that you are untruthful or untrustworthy when really it couldn't be any further than the truth. Again, projecting exactly what they are onto you, onto others. And sometimes many individuals accuse others of the same behaviours or accuse them of not being trustworthy or, someone that is authentic purely just because they don't trust in. Again, it's still projection because they don't trust in these people. They don't trust that there is any light down here, that there is any good down here, because there's so much negativity on the planet. We've all had the wall pulled over our eyes. We're in here, we're on our own in this war, It's all doom and gloom. It's all darkness. There's no light. How can anyone be positive and smile, you know. If you are suspicious, or sorry, they are suspicious of you. Therefore, not being able to trust you, assuming that you are deceiving people, pulling the wool over people's eyes. You know, oh, God forbid we shine a little light in the world, a little bit of hope or faith, you know. You can't even do that without getting accused of being a part of something nefarious. So again, a lot of these individuals, they project a hell of a lot, and for many reasons as well. And usually because they are the inauthentic ones, the ones that are not trustworthy. Often these individuals wearing personas and masks, assuming others are the same. Again, projection. I'll say projection a lot in this video, guys. Those that are guilty or have negative agendas usually project onto others, accuse others of the same behaviours as I mentioned. They find it suspicious if you are kind, caring, always believing anyone or everyone is out for themselves and not to be trusted, when really they're the ones who are out for themselves, when really they are the ones that are service to self, disguised as service to others. Not all people have negative agendas. Not all people are service to self, disguised as service to others. There are genuine people here. These people that project for many reasons. These people are often very miserable, lonely, bitter, resentful of others doing well, healing, helping, or those stepping into their abilities, purpose, and sovereignty. They hate that. They hate seeing others heal and shining. It threatens them. It makes them hate themselves even more, because it reminds them of what they are not. And so they project. The difference between people like them and myself is I have compassion, I have empathy, I care, I have integrity, high morals and self-love and self-respect for myself and others. People often mistaken souls like myself as weak, broken, stupid, naive, gullible, a pushover. I have emotional intelligence, something that these dark individuals do not have. I am extremely self-aware. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm not flawed either. I'd say I'm more balanced. I recognise the goodness within me, but I also recognise parts of me that need healing, parts of me that need working on. I also just want to remind these people that I don't think I'm better than them either. I'm just more self-aware. I take accountability. I heal, I want to change, I want to become a better version of myself every day. And the thing is, whenever you take a step in the right direction, the direction of wanting to improve yourself, wanting to heal, wanting to do better, the more it pisses them off, the more they hate you for it. Who does she think she is? She thinks she's above everyone else and better than everyone else just because they can't change, because they don't want to change, or because they believe there's nothing wrong with them. Again, all ego. We can all work on ourselves to become better versions of ourselves. And that's what's happening. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people go within, facing their own demons, wanting to heal their unhealed traumas, wanting to learn about themselves, wanting to become better versions of themselves, wanting to become better people. I love myself out of respect and not ego. I love myself because I appreciate myself. I appreciate this body. I love myself because I have compassion towards myself and compassion towards others. Those that often hate others is because they hate themselves. And this is why we have to do that inner work. But I just want to mention as well that not all hurt people hurt people. There are still many souls that are hurt. And they do not put others through what they've been put through. And in fact, that is how a lot of compassion and empathy is born, is through trauma. You either continue to hurt people, or you continue to heal people, or help people, or have compassion for people. I go about my life minding my own business and healing, whilst others can't seem to get my name out of their mouths behind my back. Because clearly they have nothing better else to do than to bring others down and just create drama. I always find out eventually. And these types of individuals, you know, I'm not the only one that they obsess about and stalk and have something bad to say behind my back. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. They just love to smear campaign people. Whether these people can be trusted or not, they're just constantly out their way, attacking. Giving names, projecting. It's just very immature. And it doesn't make them look good. And clearly they have an agenda. Perhaps they want the attention. Look at me, don't trust them, look at me, I'm the real deal. I really don't know. I don't understand it, I don't get it. Again, lack emotional intelligence, you know. So yeah, I keep myself to myself. I mind my own business to stay out of drama. However, occasionally I will raise my voice and I will defend myself. Again, guys, we are in a spiritual war. Often those who are authentic and who are serving the light or are doing positive things are targeted. We are stalked, we are gossiped about. And we are threats to others, to those that have negative agendas, those that are dark, unhealed, compromised, have attachments of some kind. Or just simply they have huge egos and believe they are above people like myself. There's many things, many reasons why people are the way they are. Oftentimes they are just very envious, jealous people. Oftentimes they may copy you, copy your work, copy your ideas, or others' work and ideas. Oftentimes they may even copy parts of your personality and quirks. Often they'll copy others' memories, experiences. They are so broken that they have to take bits from others to form an image or a personality. They often stalk and watch your every move. She can't be trusted. She's this, she's that. You know, they stalk your every move, these individuals. Words, beliefs, actions, twisting all of it to suit their beliefs while being irritated and immensely being triggered at the same time. Why are they so triggered by your beliefs, my beliefs? Why are they so triggered by that? Yeah, twisting it all to suit their beliefs while being irritated and immensely triggered at the same time, as I just said. Anything that goes against their programming or beliefs infuriates them or goes against their agenda. Like I say, if they are a negative soul, pretending to be positive, if they've got attachment, maybe it's that's being triggered and they're projecting it out from this entity, which I'll get into a little bit later. So, yeah. Anything that goes against their programming or beliefs or attachments or agendas, yeah, it just triggers the hell out of them. I find the more we stand up or stand in our light, our purpose, our mission, the more they project and hate on us. The more they accuse us of X, Y, and Z. And the more they gossip and make up nasty or untrue rumours about you, and they don't even have evidence to back up these rumours. That's the thing, isn't it? They often underestimate those that are sweet and compassionate, and caring and have empathy. They often undermine us, underestimate us, assume we are weak, naive, gullible, stupid, we are a pushover, we are easily manipulated, when in actual fact couldn't be any further than the truth. We are, yes, we are soft, we are compassionate, but we're also very strong, resilient. We don't miss a trick. We're not stupid. We're not naive. And we often, can see things in others that other people can't see. We can often predict their moves, their agendas quite early on. So, yeah, I think a lot of these people that want to play with us, are realising that. So yeah, souls like me are very strong. We're very, we don't play around. We don't mess around. There's that other side to us. There's that side to us because we have been lied to. We have been deceived. We have been tracked, monitored, stalked, abused, been taken advantage of, smear campaigned, accused of this and that. You just kind of grow tired of it all. You just get sick and tired of it. Not to mention me as a soul, and many like me, I cannot stand inauthentic people, liars, abusers, manipulators, people pretending to be something they're not, copycats, users. I cannot stand bullies. I cannot stand anyone that thinks they are above or bigger and better and more superior over others. I cannot stand the government. I cannot stand anyone, regardless who you are, who you think you are, that control others. I will defend others. I will protect others. I have done ever since I was a kid, and I'll never change. These dark ones are parasites. They go around poisoning others' minds as a way to cause division. It happens all the time. Those that are vulnerable don't even trust in their own discernment. They believe in the lies that these parasites are telling them. They're not thinking for themselves. This is how these dark ones operate. The funny thing is, they believe they have you all figured out when really it's the other way around. These individuals, they believe that, and usually it's we have them all figured out, Yeah, these individuals are very insecure, bitter, dark, envious, cold, detached, liars, superficial, calculated, cunning. They're bullies, they're spiteful, they're malice, they're vengeful, egotistical. They have that superiority complex, unhealed, hateful, passive-aggressive, controlling, bossy, I'm right, you're wrong, manipulative, competitive. They have that victim mentality mindset, and they love to remind everyone of all the things that made others a victim, bringing them constantly down to their victim mentality. It's all doom and gloom, we're on our own, and anyone dare thinks about positive things or says that we're not alone, then we are not to be trusted. They are threatened by honest people who have a lot of integrity. These individuals are obsessed with their victims and opponents, constantly criticizing, judging, talking about you and others. That's all they do. Smear campaigning, mocking, belittling, bullying, whilst pretending to be the real deal, pretending to have others' best interests at heart, pretending to support their friends and others, pretending to care, pretending to be nice. These people couldn't act nice or caring if their lives depended on it. In fact, anyone being nice or caring makes them physically ill and sick and suspicious. Apparently, being caring and kind equals being stupid, weak, gullible. And when they pretend to act all caring and nice, it's generally not real. Instead, it's just poor acting, staged or forced or for an agenda. We need to stop allowing our ears and eyes to fool us. We need to watch, observe these individuals with our energies, with our hearts. We need to feel into this person, into their energy. If we are feeling something is off in our energy, when listening to someone's information or tapping into their energies, we need to listen to that. Again, if we're feeling something is off and not right about a person, regardless how they act, speak, look, listen and trust in your intuition and gut instinct. Certain souls like myself can read people like books, can pick up on certain personality types and behaviours, usually right off the back. And oftentimes, we, the whole keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Because eventually, they will reveal who they are, usually because they act badly towards you. Sometimes we give them the benefit of the doubt because we don't always trust in our discernment or our judgment and abilities. Oftentimes we gaslight ourselves. So sometimes we give them, a lot of benefits of the doubts until oftentimes we get stung. But you know what? It's what teaches us. It's what helps us grow, come into our powers, and eventually we start listening and taking notice and trusting in our discernment and abilities. Call it training if you like, if you want to take something positive from that. Now, I'm not, defending these people that have done bad things to us. They will pay for what they have done one way or another. They ain't getting out of it. But they often shape us into who we are. And so if it wasn't for all the stuff that these people have put me through, I wouldn't be who I am today, this strong, resilient, outspoken, loud person. My abilities are a lot more fine-tuned now. They're a lot more stronger because now I'm trusting in those abilities. So yeah, pay attention to certain people's patterns and moves, energies, intentions, words, body language if you want, although body language isn't always accurate. For instance, I've been accused of, when I've done a video, that I'm listening to V2K or I'm being mind controlled purely because my eyes, purely because my eyes dart around. Absolutely ridiculous. And I've explained why my eyes do that sometimes is because I am neurodivergent. We can't hold eye contact. It's a sign of someone who's gone through a lot of trauma. And it's also very common for those that have autistic traits. It's not because we are under mind control or V2K. So yeah, we've got to listen and trust in ourselves. Many of us, we are sensitive to others' energies. We just don't always trust in what we feel or pick up. We don't always trust in our discernment. So yeah, we are sensitive to others' energies and true intentions behind their words and energies. We just got to trust that. If something feels off, listen to that. We don't always have to understand why. Just know and listen that, believe in that. If you feel something bad about a person, even if it's something as small as like something's not right, something's off, listen to that, act on that. It will save you in the long run. Trust me. So yeah, listen to the energies and their intentions behind the words. Anyone can give a good talk. Anyone can say nice things. But does the energy align? Does it match their words? Is the intentions behind those words in sync? Because if it's not, you're going to feel that within yourself. You're going to feel that dissonance in that energy, in that intention, in that, just in that energy. So yeah, do not be fooled by their faces, smiles, fake laughs. Do not be fooled by their false facades and reputation. Do not be fooled by their education and certificates and their diplomas and their PhDs and whatever else. These things do not define a person. Doesn't mean that they are good either. People's education does not define them. Again, it doesn't mean that they are good people. Do not be fooled by their words and information they deliver. It's usually information they have copied or picked up from elsewhere. They've regurgitated it. Or perhaps they are having V2K, having this information come to them through implants that they believe is telepathy. You know, just got to be careful, guys. Do not be fooled by their quirky personalities and jokes. Listen closely. Their jokes and sarcasms, they're often very sarcastic, the dark kind, holds many layers and truths. Do not be fooled by their fake paid subscribers and views. Do not be fooled if they have a huge channel. You don't get success or get to the top or get recognized without either selling your soul or putting your money into yourself or your channel. That is the truth, guys. So yeah, do not be fooled by those that have large channels. Now, I'm not saying everyone that's got large channels and ridiculous amount of subscribers are not to be trusted, okay? It takes years. Usually those that are authentic, it took them years to get a huge amount of subscribers, not a year overnight. It just does not happen. So let's continue on, shall we, after my little rant. Signs to look out for in these snakes and liars. So a lot of them have aggressive personalities. They're very passive aggressive. Often use backhanded comments, compliments, aka insults, disguised as being helpful or nice. They may make a remark that seems to praise someone while actually conveying a hidden criticism, condescension or doubt, which often leaves a person feeling insulted and confused, guessing, did I hear that right? These individuals are extremely manipulative and often use these psychological mind tricks and games to confuse you. Their game and agenda is to disempower you and keep you guessing, and to assert their power and control over you. Very common with those who have some kind of negative personality disorder, such as NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, or antisocial personality disorder. So yeah, unhealed personality disorders, diagnosed or undiagnosed. Often those who have negative attachments display these traits and behaviours. So they love attacking and threatening others, but they do it in a very, very manipulative way. So attacking or threatening someone by referring to them in the third person while they are present, or by using a third party to convey threats, is a form of harassment and intimidation. A psychological tactic to show and insert power over you. Do not mess with me. You have no idea who I am or what I'm capable of. Anyone that dares comes near me and hurts me will know about it. True story, true words again. Attacks disguised at being aimed at a third person or group when really it's aimed at you. Attachments coming through, revealing its name to further remind you of who's boss. Again, true story. Oftentimes, demonics, draconians, lower astral entities, monitoring spirits. Again, many of you know they target individuals and they can jump from person to person as a way to follow you and target you. So you'll often know this because if you've had negative experiences with people, it'll always be the same kind of abuse. They may use certain words all the time, words that are personal. They may say things that no one else knows about that triggers you because this entity knows you, right? It knows what triggers you because it probably caused you to have that trigger in the first place. So this is what they do. They hop and jump from person to person. They can jump from your friends to your kids to your partners. Again, they've constantly got to try and derail you, disempower you, stop you in your tracks, just put that control over you, put that fear within you. And so this is how these entities work. All these people that have attachments, they know certain people are meant to come into our lives for many reasons. And so they get in there first and they, again, parasites, they put stuff in their ears, in their heads, make them believe certain things. Met them that believe that we are like, the bad guys, if you like, not to be trusted. So just be careful as well, just because they're a walk-in, just because they're a starseed, just because they say they're this being or that being, or speak to this or that being, does not mean to say that they are to be trusted or have your best interest at heart. I think many of you are realising this. So yeah, more signs: extreme inconsistency, someone who is wonderful in public or on social media platforms, but abusive at home or with friends and family. Many are not self-aware and don't realise how much they contradict themselves. If wearing masks or personas, they may act one way on social media platforms and then the complete opposite on the other social media platform. Many know they shift but do not care, and occasionally their masks will slip, deliberately or just by accident. They often triangulate or use the scapegoat tactic when a person with bad intentions is intentionally cruel to one specific person in a group or friendship circle, while acting nicely to the others. It is a deliberate, calculated form of manipulation known as scapegoating or triangulation. So this behaviour, often associated with antisocial or narcissistic personality traits, is rarely about the victim's actions and more about the perpetrator's need for control, power, and emotional regulation. When the victim's had enough and walks away, or verbals their distress and poor treatment to close ones, they are ignored or blocked. Or if you basically call out or, say to them, I don't understand why you're friends with this person when you know they've treated me this way, and then they block you. Whilst the perpetrator says, see, I knew she was a bad one or couldn't be trusted. So, we always look like the bad guys, isn't it? Eventually when we stand up for ourselves and we verbalise and highlight and speak to others about the abuse that's been done to us, we often look like the crazy ones, the troublemakers, So yeah, see, I knew she was bad or couldn't be trusted, making the victim seem or look unstable, paranoid or crazy. This is just something that they would say. Then the rumours and slandering begins. Scapegoating and projection. The perpetrator projects their own insecurities, jealousy or rage onto one person, making them a punching bag to avoid facing their own faults. Creating a golden child versus scapegoat dynamic, the perpetrators act nicely to others to secure their loyalty or silence while isolating the target to make them feel alone and defenseless. Silent treatment, withholding information, gatekeeping information after sharing experiences and purposely ignoring you or your questions regarding their experiences, is a tactic to make them feel superior, important and in control. So yeah, jealousy. The target is often chosen because they are competent, kind and admired. The perpetrator feels threatened by this and seeks to destroy their reputation or confidence to make themselves look better. Establishing social dominance by picking on one person, the bully makes themselves the centre of attention and forces the group to either join in or watch in fear, reinforcing their control. Others may join in to then come running, apologising later, saying sorry when the bully has turned on them or done the same to them what they had done to me. Gaslighting. The perpetrator may deny the abuse, tell the victim they are too sensitive, or convinces others that the victim is the one who is crazy or causing trouble. Covert abuser. The cruelty is often done behind closed doors or in subtle ways, whilst the perpetrator maintains a polite, charming persona in front of others. Triangulation. The bully may lie about the victim to other group members, creating divide and conquer scenario. Reasons for targeting one person. The target is perceived as different. Bullies often target those who stand out or do not conform to the group's norms. The target is empathetic, kind. Contrary to popular belief, bullies are attracted to kind people because they perceive them as non-confrontational or likely to endure the abuse without fighting back. They stand up to the bully. Sometimes the target is a truth teller who questions the dysfunctional group dynamics, making them a threat to the perpetrator's authority. What this means for the victim. This situation is a deliberate, reoccurring pattern, not an isolated incident. It is designed to make the target feel isolated, questioning their own reality, and to erode their self-esteem. The goal is to make the victim appear broken or erratic to others, which helps the perpetrator solidify their own false image of superiority. Jekyll and Hyde personality, characterized by abrupt shifts between charming, kind, hostile, abusive behavior, are generally not to be trusted, as their unpredictability creates an unsafe environment. They often use this duality to manipulate, leaving others walking on eggshells, and are frequently linked to narcissistic traits or abuse. Their rapid mood shifts often. They can flip from kind to cruel without warning. Lack of responsibility. Often the person may not take responsibility for their actions when they are in their hide phase, or they may apologize only to repeat the behavior again. Hypocritical by nature. Hypocrite personalities are defined by a gap between their stated beliefs and actions, often presenting a moral, virtuous, or superior image in public while indulging in contradictory behavior privately. Blame, pretense, and complacency, often driven by self-interest, low empathy, and a need for reputation and high status. Look at me, I know everything. Everyone else is stupid and a sheep. Humans are stupid and dumb. I'm right, you're wrong. Your opinions and beliefs don't matter. Believing only their beliefs and views are 100% true. Argues with others, belittles, mocks, bullies, attacks anyone who feels or thinks or believes differently. Again, ego, superiority complex and attitude. Signs also of negative attachments, or just simply having a cold soul. Blame, criticizing others for faults that the person also commits, acting as a judge to hide their own failures, pretense, faking beliefs, virtues, or emotions to gain social approval or appear moral. So, for instance, performing charities only for recognition, helping someone again, or for ego and recognition. Complacency, claiming to hold high moral standards but doing the bare minimum to uphold them, often making excuses for their own shortcomings. These individuals that I've mentioned lack empathy, emotional intelligence, and often lack none to very little self-awareness skills. These individuals are some of the biggest judgmental people out there. Quick to judge based on no evidence or projection, jealousy, hate, quickly forming harsh, negative, or critical opinions about people or situations, often without all the facts, which stems from personal biases, insecurities, or a need to feel superior, acting as a defense mechanism to avoid examining one's own shortcomings. Again, overly critical, constantly finding fault, being nitpicky, or holding others to unfair standards. Lack of empathy, making snap judgments without understanding another's perspective or situation. Defensive mechanism, often rooted in personal insecurities, envy, fear, or a desire to feel superior to others. Unhappiness, being judgmental is often linked to being generally unhappy or insecure. Impacts of being judgmental. Damaged relationships, pushes people away and causes disconnection. Negative mental health, can lead to lower self-esteem and increased anxiety, as frequent judgment of others often correlates with a heightened fear of being judged. Often those that judge either believe they are better than others or struggle with low self-esteem. So if you are a targeted individual, if you are on mission here to bring good into the world, to share your experiences, again, we're not angels, we're not perfect, but we're on the right side. We're here to help. We're here to uplift. We're here to share our experiences to help validate others' experiences. We're here as a support network. We are here as way showers. We are here as, some kind of lightness in the dark. We're like lighthouses. So for anyone that is struggling with the things that people like me have mentioned, have gone through, they kind of gravitate towards us for many reasons. Again, for confirmation, validation, support, just to be listened to be understood. And so right from the get-go, since we were children, we've been targeted by these individuals, siblings, partners, our own family, our own parents. And this isn't about us feeling sorry for ourselves, because I certainly am not that type of person. I'm not in victim mentality. I like to say that I prefer to use the term survivor. I am a survivor. Being in victim mentality, using the word being a victim, is very, personally to me, is very disempowering. And so I don't call myself that, and I don't see myself that way neither. So unfortunately, this is why I go solo. This is why I go alone. I keep myself to myself. I will not associate myself with anyone who chooses to maintain a friendship or fake friendship with these types of people that I've mentioned. So people, have plenty of time, have had plenty of time to get there, to get some balls and speak to me, try to clear the air, at least try and defend themselves. They still haven't come forward, which again, to me just means that what I thought and felt about them, I was spot on, and I should have listened to my gut instinct right from the get-go. Again, instead, they chose the coward's way and stayed silent. Silent after sharing all my experiences with these certain individuals. So, actions speak for itself, really, isn't it? All I'm going to say is the difference between them and I is I'm not a schoolgirl bully. I have respect for others until they disrespect me. I will stand up for myself because, quite frankly, no one else will. We have to have our own backs. Souls like myself are sensitive and compassionate. We have tons of empathy and love to give. Unfortunately, many use that, abuse that, take advantage of that, and believe we are weak. So yes, they take advantage of our love and our kindness, and many take advantage of that and use that. These dark ones believe we are stupid, naive, weak, and gullible. They have truly underestimated us all, souls like myself. We are some of the most brave, strongest, courageous, selfless, resilient warrior souls out there, hence the targeting right from the moment we were born. Again, guys, we are in a spiritual war. The more we heal, the more our light grows brighter and extends out into the world, the more our light irritates others' inner demons, unhealed traumas, and negative attachments. The more we shine, the more angry and aggressive they become, the more bitter and resentful they come. The bigger their projections will become. Also, I'm already seeing this in people and the world. This is a war against light and dark, good against evil, healed against unhealed, inauthenticity against authenticity, right against wrong, angels against demons. Eventually, all darkness will be highlighted in all people and entities disguised as light and being authentic. All will struggle and fight and project. All will become angrier and more aggressive. The more we heal, the more they'll hate. They can lie to themselves and pretend the hate is because of this or that, or because they don't trust us or they don't like us, when really the hate is personal. They can't control their own darkness, and that darkness will be pushed to the surface whether they want it to or not. It's time to face their demons literally and metaphorically. And we will see certain individuals, those that worship and put on a pedestal, those that are influencers and have social media platforms. You will see the shifts and change. You will see their true darkness, unless they get it sorted, if they have an attachment, shine through, come through even stronger. And if they are just a dark being, then again, the same applies. They will just become more restless, irritated, angrier. They'll project more. They'll accuse more. They'll just continue slandering and doing what they do. Because again, this is what they do, guys. So yes, the more we heal and evolve into who we really are, the more they will reveal who they really are. They don't want us to ascend back to our original human template. They don't want us to ascend back to our original state of being, who we were originally, way back in the Atlantean times, Lemurian times, before we got manipulated, before we got dumbed down. There is a shift going on. Many of us are feeling that shift, whether they have a name for that shift. People call it it's spiritual awakening, ascension. Those that that mock don't understand the real meaning and concepts of the term ascension. All it means is we are simply ascending back to our original state of being, as I mentioned, ascending out of the control and manipulation, ascending into remembrance, ascending into our higher consciousness awareness that was dumbed down and taken from us. We are spiritual beings going through a spiritual awakening. We are waking up from a long sleep. They hate that. I mean, the governments, the elites, those who believe they have control and power over us, those that have been controlling us, manipulating us for all these centuries. And of course, those that are sent our way to target us, attack us, bring us down, those that have got negative attachments or are just negative beings, those as well. So they hate that. They are stuck and can't heal. They can't evolve. They can't ascend. For many of them, they don't want to. They choose not to. Many don't want to face their demons. Many don't want to face all the things that they have done to humanity. Many don't want to be judged. So, yeah, many will remain stuck, dragging as many back down to their level as much as they can, like toxic family members and friends. As long as you're on their level, you're fine. The moment you grow, heal, ascend, evolve, is the moment they'll try and slow you down. They'll do whatever they can to try and bring your light and frequency back down. Many are the scapegoats in the families, me being one of them. And they can't stand that. We think we are better than them. We are leaving them behind. Many are scared of the shift that is happening inside of them. Many of them don't understand what's happening on the planet, but they can feel it. And many are petrified. Many are scared of this movement that they feel within inside themselves. Their inner demons, their unhealed trauma that is trying to come to the surface. They can only suppress all that for so long. Many are stuck in the fear mentality or the victim mentality. Oh, God forbid you have just an ounce of faith and belief that there is light at the end of the tunnel here on this planet. God forbid you try and bring some hope and faith to people. They'll mock you even more, project even more. Certain individuals believing we are all alone here. We are not alone, and of course it's up to you what you want to believe. No one's going to save us but ourselves, but we are also not alone either. My beliefs doesn't have to be yours. I believe there is positive assistance happening in the mix of all the chaos and darkness on this planet. We have our spirit guides, our higher selves and family on the other side or up in the skies, helping us so much more than we even know and realise, and many of us know, because we have seen the proof and evidence in our personal lives. So there's no one here that's going to save us. However, as I mentioned, I don't believe we're alone. In fact, I know we're not alone, again, from my experiences. For what I've seen, fortunately, I have no proof. I have no evidence. And I guess that's what we all have to lean on right now, is just having faith, having trust, having hope. Again, we can't be saved, but we definitely are having assistance. I know this because of my own experiences and memories, and again, I have no proof of these experiences or memories, of course. And again, it's entirely up to you to believe, whether you believe we are having positive assistance. As many of you know, I am used, I say used on both sides. I came down here as a soul to volunteer, knowing the risks. I'm torn between knowing the risks of being taken by these MyLabs or the inside job, coming down purposely to do good, but getting taken by these MyLabs, these groups, to kind of collect data, intel, because my memories and missions and experiences are, yes, I am MK Ultra and mind controlled against my own free will, through manipulation by the dark side, the bad side, to do bad things. But I also have memories and experiences of me sabotaging what it is they've ordered me to do, because eventually I come out of my mind control. Some of my alters work together, or my higher self pulls me out, and then that's when I sabotage the mission. There's many things I haven't shared yet regarding me collecting artifacts, information, documents, files that belong to the negative side. They go by many names. MI5, MI6, CIA. Because there's many instances where I am being either tied to a chair, or I'm being interrogated, usually on my own or with someone else who I happen to know, who is in my personal life. And I'm basically being interrogated, I'm being threatened, and in some instances I'm being harmed because I've sabotaged or stolen important artifacts, documents, files, etc. So yeah, I'm still figuring that out. I know I was down here, like many, to do good, and these groups, hence the GATE program, knew souls like myself existed, knew we had certain abilities. Again, I'm not special or superior. We all have abilities, whether dormant or switched on. It's just some of us came in with a particular mission, purpose, and we were able to not be easily programmed by the Matrix, hence why we were those kids. We saw through the veil from an early age. We had experiences, we were targeted, we questioned things, we knew things felt off, didn't sit right. So again, this is why we were targeted. We were basically seeked out, taken and put into these many programs, used as assets, tools, weaponized. They've tried to change us, tried to get us to go completely dark. Didn't happen, won't happen, but we get accused of that. So you can't do right from wrong. So usually those that accuse you of being nefarious, or part of the bad side, or you're an agent of this or that, or we've heard it all. Usually is because they know what we're about. On a spiritual level, on some kind of level, they know what we're about, and so again, they target us, or entities, monitoring spirits, Dracos, you name it, will attach to people and use people to attack us and get to us, and try and take us down, destroy us, bring our frequencies down, or get us to go dark. I'm not all about that. I don't meddle with the occult. I don't want to go dark. Beings have tried. I've declined. No, because I know what I'm about. I know why I'm here. I'm here to do good. I'm here to help uplift people, to support them, to bring some kind of love or support, whatever. I'm here. I'm on the right side. Okay. And so yeah, they will try. So just want to end it on something positive. So signs and clues to know that you're not alone. Okay, we are being guided by our higher self, by our ancestors, who are just all behind us, guys. They have our backs. They are supporting us. They are giving us signs. Our family upstairs, whoever you're connected to, they are helping us. Synchronicity, it's them. Signs and symptoms, patterns, it's them. That, just prior to sleep, that inner voice that isn't yours, that, the voice that says, you're not alone. We're here. It's them. Whenever we are on our backs, whenever we fall down, whenever we want to give up, and all of a sudden we have that strength and that focus and determination to just get up and snap out of it, it's them. You'll be surprised how much these angels, angelics, your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, our family upstairs, they work behind the scenes. You'll be surprised how many times they've saved you, they've diverted you. You know, for instance, I don't know, you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time and you have an accident or you miss the bus, you know, that wasn't by accident. You know, there's ways that they can intervene. Because if who knows, if you got on that bus, you could have gotten a collision. Something bad could have happened. You know, they do this stuff all the time. And I could go on. There's many examples of the times they've intervened. You know, sometimes we feel like, I don't know, we're blocked, we're stuck. We're trying to make a connection with someone. I don't know, we're trying to speak to people and we're being ignored. Sometimes, you know, they can intervene in that way and we think we're being purposely ignored, you know. Sometimes, you know, rejection is God's protection. Sometimes, you know, certain people, groups, beings will get into these people's heads that are not good for us and they will say, stay the fuck away, depending on who they are. True story, guys. I met a woman, she was Draco hybrid, had no idea she was Draco hybrid, but she was Draco. Heavily Draco energy, negative. And she was obsessed with me. She wouldn't leave me alone. She was all over me like a rash. She was pushy. She was arrogant. She was superficial, egotistical. And I was feeling these bad energies and I just kept putting it off. She came around the house and I just felt this strong energy and I just froze. And she says, are you all right? I says, no. She says, I know. She says, should I go? I says, yeah. She went. She got home. She rang me up. She says, the strangest thing just happened, Zoe. I went, what? She says, well, put it this way. I won't be seeing you again. I was like, why? She says, well, I was in the car. She says, and I heard a male voice behind me, in my ear, whisper, leave her alone, stay away from her. Bearing in mind, this woman was, you know, not really into, she wasn't a believer in the supernatural or paranormal or anything like that. You know, she was very rational, very logical. But she knew what she heard. And I knew immediately who that was. That was my granddad, who acts as a spirit guide. And my nan as well. She is, I believe she is connected to the same soul group as me, the extraterrestrial soul group. And so she's like a guide to me as well from upstairs. And so, like I say, you know, we're not alone. We are not alone. And I do believe there are positive groups here right now trying to get us out of this mess, trying to reveal these people that have lied to us, hurt us, harmed us, controlled us, those that have negative agendas. You know, they are helping to reveal all of this. And I mean it. I believe it when I say some of them probably don't go by names. Or they probably do, but those names are not public. I just feel it. I know it. And then there are other groups that go by, you know, Earth Alliance, you know, the white hats. I don't like to use the words white hats really, because there's a lot of certain individuals people that are in power in governments that use the word white hats, and I don't trust them. And so there are many psyops. Who's to say that these white hats really aren't? And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm as much in the dark as you lot, as all of you. You know, let's just say, for instance, you know, this is how psyops work. I'll use this as an example. Let's just say that these white hats really are a positive group. Yeah, let's just say we'll use them as an example. And so we're hearing certain people in power mention these words, white hats, you know, or, you know, other people that really are not to be trusted, we're finding out. You know, some of them are agents, some of them are you know, in these psyops. And so because we don't trust them, therefore we're not going to trust the white hats. That's just one example of a psyop. This is how they work. And because I don't know if these white hats or Earth Alliance are who and what they really say they are, I'm not going to, you know, speak highly of them, because I don't know. We have to be careful. But what I do know is there are positive groups here. Again, I have memories, I have had experiences with these groups, positive groups. They didn't give names. I don't have that. Perhaps I do know, but I don't have memory to those groups. And so I know that I'm doing good things. I'm not the only one. There are many souls here that are doing good things, positive things. And again, the adult ones, they will laugh and mock and belittle and, oh, look at her, she thinks she's saving the world, she's so stupid, she has no idea, because they think they know it all. They think that they know everything, and they have no idea. They're as much as in the dark as me and everyone else. But I tell you what I do have is I have faith and I have trust. I do. And I believe that in the future, we are going to see these groups, human and non-human, come forward and reveal their names and perhaps give the names of the groups or organisations they are part of, and they will probably share everything that they've been doing. I do believe strongly that in the future, not next month, not in 6 months, not next year, although it could be next year, you never know, anything's possible at this point, right? Could be 2 years, 3 years, but I do believe these individuals, these beings, human, non-human, are going to come forward. I do believe it. But as always, guys, as I always say, trust and believe what you want. Take what resonates and leave the rest. I will never ever push my beliefs and say, oh, this and that, this is matter of fact, I'm right, you're wrong. Or I'll never even argue with anyone that in the comment wants to tell me, well, actually, no, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that, doesn't resonate. In fact, I've had people already. And there's that mutual respect and understanding. Because that's what they want. They want us to divide. They want division, more of it. You know, you got to be on the left side, the right side, the red pill, the blue pill. You got to be Democrats. You've got to be Republican. You've got to be this Trump supporter. You've got to be a Putin supporter. We're seeing it everywhere. And it's time we grow up. And it's okay to disagree. It's okay to not have the same beliefs. Just because someone doesn't have the same beliefs as you, or you don't have the same beliefs as them, doesn't mean to say that they are, not to be trusted, that they are part of a psyop or an agenda, although there are. But what I'm saying is, no, it's not always the case. We all have different levels of understanding, beliefs, perspectives on many things. Some of us may resonate and agree on so many things, and there may be like 2% of the things we don't. And sometimes people just on that 2% of not having the same belief will just walk away. It's pathetic and childish. So yeah, that's all I'm really need to say. I've said a lot. So yeah, I just want to make sure there isn't anything else I've missed. So yeah, guys, we just got to, stop fighting. We've got to come together. Of course, those that have harmed you, who got no good intentions towards you, who are trying to destroy you and make up rumours and hurt you in any way, of course, you've got to block them. You've got to walk away. Yeah, just be careful, guys. Who you trust, who you listen, who you follow, who you believe. Including me. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And just because something doesn't resonate, again, doesn't mean there's no truth in it. It's just not ready for you. That information isn't ready for you. It's not resonating. It's not matching up to your beliefs, your perspectives on things as well. There is that. But we're all here. We're trying to figure it all out. But I tell you what is clear. Blatantly clear is knowing, well, for most of us, knowing who is here to do good and who is here to do bad. Who is authentic and who is inauthentic. Who is to be trusted and who is not to be trusted. And if you're still unsure with certain individuals, it's all right. Time will tell. Because the more we wake up, the more light that hits the planet, that is you know, helping us to remember who we are. We will see these people for who and what they are. But anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you all, and I will speak to you all in a new upload. Take care, guys.